Good day everyone, I am Char Bagang and today I'm going to discuss about the social linguistic. Social linguistic, the study of language in relation to society. Our outline are social linguistic, contextualization and exemplification, and the scope of social linguistic. Social linguistic, contextualization and definition. There are some social factors that affect our language use, such as the social background like education, social class, ethnic group, and etc. The relationship between the speaker and receiver like friend, family, employer, and etc. The context and manner of interaction, when, where, how the act of language occurs. These factors have significant effects on the way we use language in our daily interaction. The way we use language with our friends is not the same with what we use with our employer. For example, we request to bring something to a friend. Can you bring the book? To an employer, would you bring the book, please? So this shows us the relationship between the participants affects our language use. Social linguistics is a field of inquiry that scientifically studies the relationship between language and society. That is, how social factors affect our use of language. The scope of social linguistics. Why we need to study language in relation to society? First, language and society are interrelated and we cannot speak about one without other. Language, by definition, is a social entity, and defining society cannot be done without referring to language. Society is a group of people who share the same language. We cannot characterize a group of people as a society unless they share the same language. Hudson 1991. We cannot take the notion of language for granted, since this is in itself social notion, insofar as it is defined in terms of a group of people who speak. Second, the value of language is based on the society and the people who use the language, not on language. We produce value judgment on a language based on the attitude we hold for the people who use that language. For example, if I have negative attitude about French people for one reason or another, it is more likely to hold negative attitude their language too. Third, language is an act of identity. Language plays an essential role in understanding and defining ourselves and others. For example, from one's language we use, we can say whether he or she is a man or a woman, educated or not, which social class he or she belongs, where he or she is from, and etc. Language has clue-bearing function. One's language use provides clues and hints that define who they are. Fourth, language plays an essential role in understanding social interaction and world around us. From the way we think to the way we perceive things is determined by the language we use. To study or talk about any group of people and their way of life, it is highly recommended to refer to the language they use. Fifth, language is not only a means of communication in society, but it is also means of establishing and maintaining social relationships through exchanging the free goods or safe topics, greetings, agency, pairs, congratulating, and etc. In every society, these aspects are mandatory or obligatory. Otherwise, your behavior would be accountable. It would be assigned negative explanation. For example, your friend passed by you and did not greet you. You would assign negative explanation to such behavior, like you will say to yourself, "Oh, my friend is mad at me." It is very important to study language in relation to society because there is a strong relationship between them and they cannot be separated. So, to sum up the discussion, social linguistics is a scientific field of inquiry that investigates the relationship between language and society and how social factors affect our language use. And there is a strong relationship between language and society. And this justifies the necessity of studying language in relation to society. And that would be all. Thank you for listening.